Today we're going to talk about relationships, of course. It's a buzzword. Everybody's constantly talking about it. It's always a bunch of men that are bitter, that really sound like they don't want to even be with women.
No, they don't.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kendra Michelle if you're new here, and as you can see, I have a guest. This is my best friend, Amber.
Get the J.
Amber J. I will have her handles below the screen so you guys can check her out. I'm gonna have all her information in the description box as well. But as you guys can see, we have a different setup today. If you are new to my channel, normally I vlog my life. I do lifestyle vlogging, travel vlogs, but today we're doing something different. We're gonna call this the Girlfriend Corner, and I will be bringing on my friends. You guys have seen her on my channel before. We have traveled together. This is my best friend of like 30 years, you guys.
We do life together.
Like, we literally do life together, and she lives a lot closer to me now, so we're seeing a lot more of her. So, like I said, we're going to be entering a new segment on my channel called the Girlfriend Corner, where I will be bringing on a lot of my girlfriends. We're going to be having different girl chats about different things. So if you have anything that you want us to chat about, make sure you put it down in the comments so we can talk about it in our next girl chat. But for today,
What are we talking about today, friend?
Today we're going to talk about relationships, of course. It's a buzzword. Everybody's constantly talking about it. I was telling Amber, like, every time I'm on TikTok and I'm scrolling, somebody is doing a live talking about relationships, and it's always people that are unqualified. I feel like the things that they're talking about, I'm just like, it's always a bunch of men that are bitter, that really sound like they don't want to even be with women.
No, they don't. They sound like they don't want to be with women at all. They sound like they don't even value women. Let's talk about that.
Yes.
They don't even value women. Like, it's
Right.
crazy that they can speak up on something that they don't even value.
And it's very clear in the way that they speak about women.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
we're going to dive into a bunch of different topics today. But before we get started, I have to show you guys. Amber made us these beautiful drinks. And do you have a name for this one?
You know, I'm going to call it Thanksgiving.
Yes, it is a beautiful holiday drink, as you guys can see. Cheers. So make sure you guys check out her page, All Things Amber J, and she's going to be having cocktails on there, different recipes, lifestyle. You guys should see her home. It is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to show you guys the floral decor before we leave, but she is just that girl. So make sure you go ahead and follow her.
Follow up.
And we're going to just take a little drink. Quick.
It's so good. I'm not even going.
It's so good. It's like the best holiday drink. Okay, so let's dive into it. So, how do you feel about gender roles?
I mean, for me as a woman, there's certain things that I genuinely just don't want to do. And I feel like it's a man's job.
Right. Same.
So, I never want to take out the trash. I don't want to touch the trash.
Right.
I'm a girl. My nails are done.
Yeah. I don't,
It's dirty.
I don't do
Why
trash.
do I want to touch the trash?
Right.
So when a man is in my house, I expect him to take out the trash.
Right. Yeah. I don't do trash. And just for reference, I have been married for 11 years. Amber is currently single.
I'm single.
She is a mother of a beautiful baby boy. We're both boy moms.
Yes,
I have
I
two
love
boys. Yes. So I feel like for myself, I've always kind of liked gender roles.
Same.
Because I grew up in a household, like, we both grew up in households where, like, our dads are men. Like, our dads, like, they do the manly things, but they also cook. Like, her dad is an amazing chef.
Oh my God.
Like, he kind of, like, does it all. And so that is something that I wanted in my marriage as well. So I kind of believe in gender roles, but I kind of feel like
They can cross sometimes.
yeah, they can cross sometimes because, like, even in my household, like, my husband knows how to do everything. But traditionally, you know, as you guys know, if you're new here, I am a stay-at-home mom. I did have a career before I had children. I have my degree and everything. But when we got married and decided to have kids, I'm like, you know what? I want to stay home for a couple years. And life led to a bunch of things to where I'm still currently a stay-at-home mom by choice. But he still does everything.
Literally.
Like, he doesn't really cook. Only thing he cooks is breakfast.
Breakfast at Brandon's is fire. It is my favoriteest thing. I swear, every time I go over there, I be like, Yeah. Are we having breakfast at Brandon's today?
Right. And he would literally, like, when she lived out of state, if he heard she was coming to town, he would go and buy everything to make her breakfast.
Lay out the red carpet, I'm just telling you.
Yes. So he does breakfast, but I pretty much cook everything else. I do everything in the household. He does everything outside, like, as far as, like, yard work. He takes the cars to get the cars washed, or he washes them himself. He is the breadwinner, which I do not mind. I know there is, like, a whole discourse around that. That's for another conversation.
That's another conversation.
That is a whole nother conversation. But, like, when it comes to things like that, I feel like we do have traditional gender roles. But also, he gets in there and does the laundry. He empties the dishwasher. Like, and I feel like growing up, my dad was the same way. He was the breadwinner. He until he started working from home. My mom basically did everything, but then they swapped roles because my dad retired and he pretty much was handling, like, taking us to school and stuff like that, and my mom was working, but my mom was a stay-at-home mom the first half of my life, so they kind of like swapped. So I feel like
that's okay.
Yes.
You know, I feel like that's okay because just because they swapped doesn't not make him a provider.
Exactly.
It doesn't not make him a protector.
Because he was still a provider. He retired, but he's still bringing in money.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like people get too caught up on titles.
Yeah.
And it kind of gets blurred.
I think there are certain gender roles that should just stick. Mm-hmm. And I think that there are certain gender roles that we can mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I'm a single mom. I'm at home. There's nobody here to take out my trash. I hate it. I'm heavy on the trash. I have to take it out. Okay? Yeah. So I have to take it out. But let a brother, cousin, daddy,
my brother
uncle,
was just here and he
I was like,
trash
can
out.
You please take that trash out? Like, thank you. Okay?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I do feel like, you know, I grew up in a house like my dad took care of the breaks. He mowed the lawn. Mm-hmm. He took out the trash. Anything that had to do with manly things, anything that needed to be fixed around the house, he took care of all those things. But also, too, I grew up watching him. So now that I'm on my own, I know how to do all the things. But when I get a man, I'm not doing any of that. I think that's okay.
Yeah. I expect for you to handle those things, whether you can physically do it with your own hands or you gonna pay for somebody to do it. Like, I don't have an issue with that because my husband, he didn't grow up with, like, a father in the home to teach him, like, all those things. Like, he's had to teach himself, or my dad, you know, teach him, or even her dad. Like, he has a good relationship with her dad. Yeah. Like, our families are all intermingled.
We're one big happy family. And that's a blessing.
It is. Like, her dad literally, like, stepped in and helped him and stuff like that. So he's had to learn along the way, but he always was very upfront about it. Like, if there's something I can't do, I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
Like, he's always made sure he set himself up to where it's like, if something I can't physically do, I'll pay for it, which I respect because
get it done.
At the end of the day, I do believe that men should take care of certain things. And I hate to see, like, a woman in a household that has to do everything. Yeah. Like, she is literally taking care of the home, but also she got to go take her own car to get the brakes done. Or she has to, like, make sure the boys is getting haircuts. Like, that's certain stuff that I feel like if there's a father in the home, if there's a man in the home, like, he should take pride in that type of stuff.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I totally 1000% agree. Definitely don't want to take my son to get his haircut. I literally told her husband, hey, when you go take your boys to get the haircut, can you please pick up my son? However, I mean, obviously being a single mom is a little different. Sometimes you can't always wait.
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't want my son looking like he crazy. Mm-hmm. If I'm looking done up,
you get it done.
So sometimes I just get it done. Mm-hmm. But obviously, like I said, if there's a man in the home, those are things I don't want to have to think about.
Right.
Like, I want you to get it done. I want you to do it. I want you to take my kid to go get his haircut. Mm-hmm. I want you to take out my trash. Heavy on the trash. Okay. I can't say it enough.
Okay. And there's some women that's like, I take out my trash. Like, listen, to each his own. At the end of the day, these are just our opinions. This is how we choose to live our life. But I do feel like giving a man or holding a man accountable to certain responsibilities forces him to be a man, because I feel like a lot of times as women we might want to take the pressure off, or they seem so stressed, or whatever. But I feel like if you're gonna be if you believe in this, I live my life according to God's law, right?
Amen.
So he says that the man is the head of the household, which comes with a heavy load of responsibilities. But also as women, we carry just as heavy of a load of responsibilities because we can multitask. We have a lot of things that we are responsible for as well. But I feel like as a man, you should hold that with pride. Like, and there's some men who shy away from those responsibilities. They feel like the whole 50-50 culture, where it's like, you should be doing everything that I'm doing, and I'm the prize. There's this whole other wave of men that I feel like don't want to take up that mantle
No, they don't.
of being a man, like in the traditional sense. Like, I feel like that's why a lot of women are struggling to find that man that they're looking for, like to be a husband and to really carry that with pride. Now, y'all let us know in the comments if you're single and you're having the same struggle that we're talking about with men actually wanting to be men. So what do you think it is? What do you think it is about today that...
You know what? But I will say, I just think there's just like you were saying, like the weight of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the weight of it. I feel like a lot of men actually come into these relationships depending on women to relieve them of that weight.
Yeah.
And then when they get in it, they realize, this thing not gonna come up off of me.
Yeah.
Because you were designed to have it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I was designed to have my weight. Mm-hmm. It's not gonna come up off of you for me.
Right.
Like I can't get it off of you.
Yeah.
God put that on you for a reason, and you are supposed to carry it.
But now you have a partner to share it with. Like, you still gonna carry your own weight, but the whole burden is not on you because you have a partner to come to talk to for encouragement, for ideas, for strategies. Like me and my husband will literally sit down and talk about stuff. Like, he might be like, oh, I'm working through this at work, or what do you think about this? And we bounce ideas off of each other.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's still his load to carry.
Yeah.
Like, he can bring it to me. I can talk to him about it, encourage him, rub his back. But
it's his.
It's still his. And same for me. It's certain things as a mother and a woman that I carry that he would never understand. But I can still talk to him about it. I can still share with him, and he can hear me out. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I still have to carry that.
Yeah, absolutely. But I also think it goes back to value.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like if these things and these relationships don't start off with value, and because it's not always just the man, it's the woman too.
Right.
I think there's a lot of women out there that don't value the man. Yeah. And there's a lot of men out there that don't value the woman. Yeah. And I think the foundation starts with value. Yes. The foundation starts with value. Mm-hmm. It starts with you being a whole person.
You have to value yourself.
Yeah. It starts with you being a whole person. Mm-hmm. It starts with your partner being a whole person. Mm-hmm. And us both understanding that we both have weights to carry. Right. But we can lean on one another. Yeah. And I think that a lot of men and women, we miss it. Mm-hmm. And even though we don't carry that weight, I think sometimes it's hard to understand the other party because everybody feels like their weight is so much heavier. Yes, everybody feels like their weight is so much heavier, and I need you to understand me, and I need you to hear me, and I'm going through this, and we both going through stuff. Yes. Like, we both going through it. I think it's just a matter of maturity and growth and saying, like, okay, boom, I have this weight, you have this weight. It's not going away. God gave it to us for a reason. Right. And now he put us together to be able to work together and kind of like make it a smooth sailing ship. Yeah. You know what I mean? When
you have somebody else to lean on, it makes it a little bit easier to go through that process because you don't feel like you're alone. Yeah. And like the goal of partnership is to work together and it can't be a competition. It can't be my load is heavier, woe is me, you need to feel sorry for me. Like, no. Like, I want to help you. Like, I say this all the time, like in a relationship, if you focus on yourself as far as like making sure that you are doing everything that you're supposed to do in the relationship and trying your best to be there for your partner, it works because we're both being there for each other. Yeah. But if you're only worried about, well, he makes me feel this way, and he doesn't do what I need him to do for me, and it's all about me, he gonna do the same thing. then you're both going to be focused on yourselves. Who's going to be focused on the relationship? So it just doesn't work that way. And I feel like we do live in a very selfish culture.
We live in a very selfish culture. I didn't realize how bad it was until you like look around and see the many conversations that are circulating on the internet. Like, it's a lot of women that's like, I'm good.
I don't need no man.
Yeah, I'd rather be by myself.
Yeah.
I am not that woman.
Right.
I'm not her. Okay. I definitely want a man. I want a husband.
Right. Now, I do agree with the whole I could do battle by myself.
Absolutely.
I don't feel like you should be with a man just to have a man.
Yeah.
Like, you literally could do bad by yourself. Or you could do great by yourself. Like, if you have built a life for yourself where you're doing well and you enjoying yourself and you're traveling, do not dumb yourself down for no man.
No.
Like, at the end of the day, just to have a warm body in your bed, you shouldn't just accept anything. Like, I don't believe in that. But I also feel like God put us both here on earth for each other because we do need each other.
Yeah.
And if you want a family, some people don't want a family. Some people don't ever want to be married. Some people are good by themselves. And I think that's great. Like, you know, we need people like that. Like, I have an aunt who never got married and she never had kids and she spoiled us rotten. Like, you know, and that's what she owned. Like, she was there for everybody else and she lived her life and had a great life. And that's what she chose. And I think that's okay. But if you do, you know, say that you want a family and you want this and that and third, I feel like you need to be able to, you know.
It's a sacrifice.
It's a huge sacrifice.
And you need to go in knowing that it's a sacrifice and you need to be willing to sacrifice.
Yes.
You know, these things aren't easy, but they also don't have to be hard either. They don't have to be hard either. And I think that's another thing. Like, oh, you know, relationships are hard. They really don't have to be.
They don't have to be hard.
They don't really have to be hard.
You just make a choice. If you make a choice every day to choose your partner and choose your relationship, it's great. Like, even like with me being married, like, I don't have perfect days every day. But if I'm not having a good day, I know I have to consider my husband because he's the other adult in the home. Like, with the kids, they don't really know what's going on with you. Sometimes they do. But with the other adult in the home, if you're having a bad day and you just brushing past him, not saying nothing, you got attitude, he's going to automatically think it's about him.
Yeah.
So as a courtesy, if I'm having a bad day, I let my husband know, like, hey, babe, today was not the best. I'm in a bit of a mood. It's nothing that you did. I just need a couple of minutes to myself. Do you mind if you watch the kids while I go for a walk or whatever? Whatever it is. Most of the time he can already tell, and we just have that, like, we've been together so long, he can tell, and he just does what he needs to do. He'll take the kids out the house, or he'll tell me, you want to go to Target, you know, are you okay? Like, we check in with each other.
Yeah.
But I think it's important that how you build that is by communicating and saying, like, hey, today was not a good day. Or how was your day? I noticed that you was kind of quiet when you came home. Because sometimes we need to pull that out of each other. But as long as you create a safe environment, like, for your partner, it's so beneficial. Like, we even have done that as friends. Like,
absolutely.
Like, we have had to, like, we literally been friends for 30 plus years.
It's insane.
So it's like you build over time, like, and you learn each other, and like you get to a space where you're like, okay, girl, I can be completely honest with you. That hurt my feelings, or I'm not having a good day. Like, can you pray for me or whatever? But like communicating with each other, like how you're feeling, what's going on, like. That's important in friendships, in all types of relationships, platonic or romantic, with your kids, even like with my son, like my older son, like he could be in a uppity mood and he want to talk and he want to sing, and I know I'm going to be overstimulated. I say, hey buddy, mommy needs a little bit of time, okay?
Yes.
And that helps you to not crash out on your kids.
Yeah.
Like, people always say, like, communication is key, but I think it's important that we learn how to communicate and how our partners or our friends communicate.
Yeah, that's real. That is so real. I think, what do you think? I'm going to ask you this question because this is something that I've actually dealt with in relationships. What do you think about an overly communicative, how do I say it?
Yeah, that's right.
Person and how do you think an overly communicative person should deal with a person that is not so communicative?
Yeah, I think that's tough. I think you have to be patient. But I also feel like it's very important to kind of like assess situations. So like if you are starting to date someone and you kind of notice like, okay, they don't talk much. I think you ask them like, hey, I noticed that you don't really like to express yourself.
Yeah.
Is there something I can do to help you with that? Because I feel like in any relationship, we need to be able to communicate our wants, needs, desires, feelings. And I noticed that's something that you struggle with. Ask them first.
Yeah.
Is that, or ask, maybe not say I know this is something you struggle with, but like ask them, is that something that you struggle with?
Yeah.
Hopefully they're open and honest and they say yes. And then you can kind of teach them. Because I do believe there is something that I don't believe in raising no man. I do not believe in that. But I do believe there's certain things that we can teach our partner if they're open.
Yeah.
It's very important if they're open because we didn't all grow up the same way.
Yeah.
You know, like you may come from a family where, hey, we bring it to the table, we hash it out.
Instantly.
We hash it out.
Yeah.
And they may come from a family where we don't talk about nothing. Like we hold our feelings in, we brush it under the rug, it's cool, we deal with it on our own. And that makes it very difficult because when you're coming together, it's two worlds colliding.
Yeah.
And so that's why I say you have to be patient, but also both parties have to be willing. And
that's important.
Yeah.
The willingness.
The willingness.
Yeah,
it's like if you don't have the willingness, like you can't really work with that.
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, guys.
Right. So if you're listening to this and you're that person who is the non-communicator, I would challenge you to evaluate yourself and say, hey, am I that person? Can I do better with communicating with my partner, my friends, my family? Because it makes it really hard for the people that love you and want you to be good when you don't talk to them, or if you're holding a grudge towards them, or you feel some type of way towards them and you don't say anything. Like, you know, I think it's really important for our own stress levels to learn how to communicate our emotions, our needs, and our desires, because then we can build better community. Because if you're just harboring things and you're just holding on to stuff, and you might not even treat people a certain type of way, because some people can like hold it in their heart and be cool.
That's scary to me.
That's scary.
That is so scary to me.
But it's people like that where they can like really be cool with you, but they're really harboring things because they rather harbor it than tell you how they feel.
Yeah.
So I challenge you, if you're listening to this, to really like search your heart and see how you can be better, because it's gonna be better for you and everybody around you.
Yeah, for sure. I am like an overly communicative person because I don't like to hold things in, and I feel like, first of all, very self-aware. I sometimes overly. And
it's hard. It's hard when you're a self-aware person.
Yes, it's so hard because I'm constantly searching myself. I'm like, okay, because I want to do right. I want to be right in my spirit, in my soul, in my heart. I'm always constantly searching myself because growth is important to a person that is self-aware. You know what I mean? So I overly communicate. When I feel something, I'm getting it off because I know what it feels like to hold it in. I know what it feels like to be silenced. I know what it feels like to not be able to say something that you really, really want to say. I know what it feels like when you want to say something and that thing is growing in the pit of your stomach and making you sick. And I had to come to a point in my life where I'm like, I just don't want to carry any of this anymore. So, but then I also didn't know how to manage it. I'm like, I'm saying too much. You know what I mean? So now I feel like I'm finally at the place where I'm just like, I'm talking to God.
Yes.
If I want to speak, if I want to get it all out, if I want to overly communicate, I'm talking to God first. I'm talking to him first because he knows all, and he already knows what I'm going through, and he already knows what I need to say. So I say it to him first, and then I take a step back, and when I need to talk to a friend or a partner or a family member, I can ground myself and be like, okay, this is where I'm coming from. And not only that, I have to take a minute so I wouldn't be overly emotional.
Yes.
So I can manage my emotions.
Yes.
And
so
that
you can really get your point across.
Yes. And that is a thing. That is a thing. Managing those emotions is really hard, especially when you really love somebody. It is very challenging to manage the emotions when love is on the line.
It is. So it is. And I think that's so important what you said. It's like taking it to God first, because that helps you filter through your thoughts. He can give you peace. He'll let you know whether you need to say it or not.
Amen.
Because sometimes he'll be like, no, you don't even need to talk about that. Like, we're going to deal with it here between us.
Yeah.
And then you're going to move on and you're going to be fine. Or when the right time comes, then you're going to communicate this to that person. I am a firm believer in going to God first, because I always think like this. I could go talk to my friends or my family about something, but I'm a solution-oriented person. Like, some people like to just get stuff off their chest. No, I want answers. So I'm going to go to the source. Like, he's the only one, like, it's certain things, like, I think God created people for us to fellowship. We need each other to lean on each other. But there's certain things that you go through internally that only he can help you with.
Yeah.
Like, I could go and tell her something, but all she can do is pray for me, which is great. And I will probably end up going to her and saying, like, hey, can you pray for me with this? But first I went to him. Yeah. Because I'm like, Lord, I need you, and he will literally give me peace. He will give me comfort. A lot of times you don't even get answers.
I was going to say, you won't even get an answer right away, but you'll get that instant peace just talking to him.
And then you said it.
That's enough.
You said it. Like, that's enough for me. Because most of the time, it's like, you're just trying to get through the day. Like, being adults is ghetto. And we are hit with so many things every single day. Like, so, and there's a lot of things that you just cannot change because it's life, right? Yeah. And so, like I said, I just go to God first thing in the morning, like, Lord, just give me the peace for this day, thanking him, praising him, like, and it really, really helps, because people are always like, you just look like you just handle things so well, or, you just, how are you? Like, and I'm like, I'm good most of the time, but I have bad days too. But I don't go to the internet with it. Like, you would never know unless you ask. If you ask, I don't have a problem telling you. But I done already went to the Lord about it. He done gave me my peace. And I done moved on about the day. Because I can't sit in my sorrows. Like, I can't dwell on things that I cannot control. And I feel like once you learn that, it strengthens your relationship with the Lord to where you can hear from him better. You hear from him more clear. And you're not teeter-tottering with, is this the Lord, or is this me, or is this the devil, or whatever. Like, and I feel like the more that we just dig ourselves into the word, the more that we just go to God in prayer about everything. Like, and sometimes he will tell you, oh, you need to call such and such. Because a lot of times, like, I don't say this to say, like, oh, you know it all and you only got God. No, I feel like we need each other. For sure. Because everybody goes through different life situations, and she might have been through something that I'm going through, and God gave her a word to give me. Yes. So I do think community and, like, conversations is important. I'm just saying, like, go to the Lord first, and sometimes he will tell you to go to somebody else.
Absolutely. Speaking of community, what do you think about, now this is something that just my observation, because the men in my life, I feel like men kind of struggle with community. I feel like they struggle with community, and I think that also ties into, like, how crazy this dating world is, and how these men are just, that, first of all, they're not even prepared to be men.
No. They don't have nobody holding them accountable.
No.
Like, as women, we have all these little pockets of groups, and we are better communicators. That's just across the board. Like, we will run to the girlfriends and be like, girl, da-da-da-da-da. Men don't do that. They'll bottle it up, or they'll go talk to the homeboy that got no answers for you. Like, he's just as lost as you are. Like, I feel like mentorship with men is key. Yeah. We naturally, I feel like as women, you naturally, like, kind of have those people around to give you advice, whether it's your mom or your aunt or a friend or your friend's mom. Like, you know, you kind of like, women kind of gravitate towards other women. Men, it's harder. I feel like sometimes it can be better like if men are in church, because there are opportunities for men to get together and have mentorship and talk about different things. But if you just out here willy-nilly in the world, I feel like only a very intentional man will have that.
Yeah.
Like, he will have to seek that.
Yeah.
Because,
for sure. I just feel like when I talk to my brothers and just like dealing with some of the men in my life, they do cling to their friend groups, and some of these y'all,
the blind leading the blind.
some of these friend groups are diabolical, to say the least.
Y'all seen it. Y'all have seen
diabolical. Like, I love when I hear when a man first comes to you and he be like, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, and I want to be this kind of man, I want to be that kind of man, and yeah, this is what I'm wanting, and then they friend group trash. None of the men in your friend group are going in the direction that you're trying to go in.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. If you look around you and there are just
toxic after toxic after toxic,
low vibration, toxic men around you, all of them are, first of all, none of them probably value women.
Yeah.
I want to know, why are you in a friend group full of men and you that don't value women, but you want to get married? How? The math is not mathing.
No. And I think the bigger question too is like, who's influencing who? Because you are the company you keep. Now, I don't think that directly, like, just because you hang out with somebody, you're going to be just like them. But if you don't have anyone in your circle of a certain caliber or of value, or, you know, like, everybody got that one person in it. Our friend group is not like that, but everybody got, a lot of people have that one friend that's like, okay, they're just a little bit ratchet. You know, like, that's just, they're a little bit ratchet. But if the whole circle is that way, I feel like you have to reevaluate. And you have to be honest with yourself. If a man only has friends like that, how honest are you with yourself about who you are?
Exactly.
Because if you're only surrounding yourself with this, it got you, that done jumped off in you some way.
Somehow.
It was sickening you.
Yeah. It may not be the exact same way, but some parts. I'm a firm believer in the word, and the word says bad company corrupts good character. And that's the true statement. Now, this is one of the things I live by, because I got some ratchet friends. I'm not gonna hold you. We all got little ratchet friends. We got ratchet friends. Okay,
it's a separate friend.
Yeah, separate friend. Okay, so we have ratchet friends, and this is what I live by. If you have your ratchet friends, right? You do not go into the ratchet friend environment.
Right.
You bring the ratchet friends into your environment.
Right.
My environment is what? Family, marriage, children. You know, anything that, wholesomeness. Anything, I mean,
striving.
And I ain't gonna hold you, because I'm a little
clashing.
You know?
Y'all seen us. We have a ball. We're not stuck up. We have a ball, but we have boundaries. And there's a line.
Yes, there's a line that I'm just not crossing. And so the ratchet friends that be inviting me to the trips and all that stuff, I'm not going. Because I don't want to participate. I don't want to participate in the type of ratchet activity that you are participating in. But I'm also not judging you, sis. Live your life. But as for me and my house, if you want to see me and if you want to hang out with me, you're coming here, baby. Because I don't want to participate in activities. And this is the only activities that's going to be happening around here is a good, clean time with family and friends. And we're going to go home and we're going to go to church on Sunday. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm a firm believer in that. I was just talking to a younger girl that I met in Uber. Oh my gosh, I was talking to her about that. I was like telling her, you know, you have to be aware of the people you surround yourself with, because you get into these circles and people will mistake you for being
that.
something that you're not, you know? So, and then the longer you sit in it, it'll start rubbing off on you. It will start rubbing off on you.
Yep.
There's no getting around it.
Yep. I was trying to look at the questions to see if there's anything else that we wanted to talk about with this specific topic. Okay, so since you're single,
yeah,
do you ever feel pressure from society or like family and friends to like, I'm not talking about like your own desires, but like, do you ever feel pressure to like be in a relationship?
Yes. Yes and no. Yes, because you got that one auntie or the one uncle that's tapping on your shoulder. I'm gonna say this because before I had my son, first of all, I had my son old. I had older. Okay, so I had Carter at 35. So I had a late start, but I didn't have a desire to have children before I hit my 30s.
Right.
I didn't have a desire to get married before I hit my 30s. Yeah. I lived my life in my 20s. I had no, I mean, even me having a child shocked everyone.
Right.
Okay? That's how much I wasn't thinking about having no kid. And I was just living my life. But I do remember those conversations, especially when you're already in a relationship. It's always, okay, well, when are you guys getting married? Yeah. And when are you guys gonna have a baby? And especially because now I'm going into my 30s. I have this relationship. I don't have any kids. And then also too, the way that I want to say the older generation, they started early. Yeah,
they don't get it.
They started early.
Different time.
Yeah. And so I remember being in a relationship in my late 20s and early 30s, and everybody was tapping me on the shoulder. Okay, you've been with this guy for 4 years now, so when are you guys getting married? When are y'all having kids? And I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out if I really like this.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out if I want to have a kid with this man.
Okay. Trying to figure it out.
I'm trying to figure it out. But also, too, I was very, like, career driven. Like, I was living my life. I had no desire at the time.
Right.
And I feel like that pressure is unnecessary.
Yeah.
I am just as happy having a kid at 35. I still have my career. It looks a lot different now because I have a kid. But also, too, like, I'm balancing it. I haven't lost anything.
Yeah.
Waiting.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I haven't lost anything waiting. You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, I feel like it's your life to live. Like, you cannot let anybody dictate how you should be living your life except for God, because they don't have the master plan. Only He does. And so a lot of times if you listen to other people, you get caught up into a situation and that they're not going to help you out of. Like, they might be rushing you to get married to this man, but what are they going to do if you jump into the marriage and you was never meant to marry him, and now you in this marriage struggling? Are they going to be there with you? No.
And they're going to talk about you too.
Bad.
They're going to talk
and they're going to forget about the fact that they're the ones who tried to push you in that direction.
Absolutely.
So at the end of the day, you have to live your life for yourself, for God, and figure things out on your own, because what you see is not always what you get. Like, people are maybe pushing people to get married. They're not even happy in their own marriages. Like, or they made certain mistakes in life, so they're trying to push you in a different direction because they want you to do better than what they did, but not realizing it's like, you're not helping me.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I also have a question for you. Because, I mean, obviously, we've been knowing each other for a long time. Me and Kendra actually met her husband at church.
Yes. And
we were all friends at one point. And I had no idea that he was going to be my brother-in-law. But I feel like he is a very, very, very intentional man. And I just want to know, from your point of view, being with somebody that's an intentional man, what advice would you give to me as a single woman? Like, what signs do I need to look for to know that a man is intentionally trying to date me?
I think that is a great question. I feel like just what you say, intentionality, like, you can see a man's intentions without asking. So say a guy approaches you, I always feel like it's better to, like, I don't think men always have to approach you. I think you can strike up conversations, but I don't ever think you should be the one to initiate the first date. I feel like a man who has intentions to want to pursue you, he should do just that.
Yeah.
So, even if you approached him and was like, hey, how you doing, whatever, now the ball's in his court.
Yeah.
So I feel like you should definitely look for signs of intentionality as far as like, once he asked you out on a date, did he follow through with that? What is the date? Is he trying to get you to come to his house? Red flag. Mm-hmm. Is he trying to come to your house? Red flag. And I also feel like a man who is intentional is a man with a plan. So if he's asking you, what do you want to do? No, 9 times out of 10, we've already had a couple of conversations about what our interests are. Mm-hmm. So I feel like either the man should go based off of your interests, or he can bring you into his world. And he could say, this is a place that I like. So I feel like it's easy to tell when a man has clear intentions if he wants to date you or not, because he'll be a man of his word. And he'll follow through on the things that he says that he wants to do. And if he's going around the mulberry bush and like, oh yeah, let's go out next week. It's been 3 months, y'all still ain't went out. You shouldn't get past a month of consistent planning. A month of planning without no action. So I feel like I do believe, life is life, and sometimes, work gets in the way, different things happen, but we're not going to reschedule 3 or 4 times. Yeah, so I feel like that's number 1. Number 2, how he speaks to you. Is there a respect level there? What is the type of language that he's using around you? If he's getting on the phone and it's dropping all these F-bombs, and I feel like that's disrespectful. Mm-hmm. I feel like, if you're telling a story about something and you're passionate about that story and you curse a little bit, whatever, but I don't feel like men should just get on the phone with you and just be super vulgar. I feel like that's disrespectful. And that doesn't show signs of a dignified man, in my opinion. Yeah. I also feel like how he speaks to you, what he shares with you, as far as if he's going a little bit deeper, I feel like he has a real desire to pursue you. Yeah. If he's these are my dreams, or asking about your dreams, if he's just getting on the phone talking about sex or trying to hook up, or oh, I want to take you, this is the biggest red flag to me. Oh God, I hate it so much. If a man and you just met him and y'all are getting on the phone and he's like, yeah, I want to take you to Costa Rica, or I'm going to take you here, we're going to be in the Maldives. No. Cut it. You don't even know me, sir.
Yeah. Why are you trying to take me somewhere across the country?
No.
And we don't know each other.
And a lot of men feel like those are things that get a rise out of a certain type of woman. Mm-hmm. Now, and the men are smart. Don't think they're a little dumb, but they're smart about certain things. And they know how to play women. I'll say that. Yeah. So a man can tell what type of woman you are based on your response to certain things. Mm-hmm. So if he brings up in a conversation like, ooh, I want to take you to Costa Rica tomorrow and I'll fly you out, and you say, well, I think that would be great in the future after we get to know each other, but I think we should focus on getting to know each other first. He knows the caliber of woman you are. Mm-hmm. If you get excited about him flying you out, he knows the type of woman you are. Mm-hmm. You're just going to be a quick thing. I'm gonna take you out the country. We're gonna do what we do, and I'll probably take you on a couple of dates, but I'll never marry you. I'll never take you seriously for real, because it was too easy to get to you. Yeah. Now, if you flip back the conversation and you're like, I think that would be great, maybe on down the future, I love to travel. Oh, that's gonna take him back. Mm-hmm. And then you get to see his intentions. If he's done with the conversation because you don't want to go out the country with him, he never had pure intention of to really get to know you in the first place. Mm-hmm. So I feel like conversation, action. I always look for action. I don't care about what you say. And with my husband, he was very persuasive, because at first I was kind of like, oh, I don't know, whatever. And he was just not taking no for an answer. So I finally went on a date with him. Our date was probably 5 hours. We sat at the restaurant for 3 hours and talked. And literally sharing our lives and dreams. He was coming with the questions, I was coming with the questions, the conversation was flowing. We never missed a beat. And even before we even went out on the date, I used to work nights at this group home, child.
The struggle.
We gonna wrap this up too, because it's getting long, but yeah. I used to work nights. He would stay up on the phone. He worked a corporate job. He would stay up on the phone with me till 4 o'clock in the morning while I was at work, dealing with these baby's kids. And like we would just talk about everything under the sun. And like this was like, I don't know if this was before we went on our first date. I don't remember, but I remember on our first day we went to dinner and we went to the movies. And we had already talked. He had asked me about my favorite color. Yeah. He had asked me about like what food, like candies and stuff I like, what type of flowers I like. So when he picked me up, he actually picked me up from the house she was staying at the time. And he had flowers on the seat, and he had like a little gift bag with like a couple of my favorite things that I like talked about. Intentionality. And it didn't cost a lot of money, but it was just like the thought behind it. And he has been intentional every day forward. Like, but he is also a man who is very like, he go after what he wants. Like he does that in his relationships. He does that in his career. He does that in life in general. And he loves very hard. He loves on his family very hard. His friends, like my friends, like he is just that guy. And I feel like God handpicked me for him because I was not looking at him like that. I wasn't. And not that he wasn't attractive, because he's very handsome. Y'all seen him. But he just like wasn't my type, and so I would have never like really talked to him. But once we started our conversation, I mean, it was just like undeniable. And I literally prayed about it, and like God was like, no, like that's him. And I just thank God that I listened. And I feel like as women, a lot of times we get in our own way because we have like this whole vision of he's supposed to be 6'5".
What he's supposed to look like.
Yeah, what he's supposed to look like. And I remember like as a Christian girl growing up, we always wanted like a reformed thug. Like we always wanted a man who was just like in the streets and then gave his life to the Lord. There's a lot of struggles that come along with that,
and I don't want it. I know you.
No, after I matured, I realized that is not what I wanted. Like no, and I got it a little bit because you know my husband, he's been shot before.
Okay. In the heart of street.
It's so funny because he is a very buttoned up guy. Like he is a corporate guy, but he grew up in the projects. Like, so he still has an understanding of like he has street smarts and he has book smarts. Like, so he was still listening. You know what I'm saying? Because like, as women, like we want protection, right? And we want a man who is a provider, a protector, like all these things. Like, you know, we want a man. And like sometimes our vision of what that looks like is totally different than what it really is. Yeah. Because you can have the most hardcore man that is not a man at all in the mindset. And when it comes to taking on the mantle and the responsibility of being a man, he does not have that.
Yeah.
So I think as women, we kind of have to take our blinders off, and we kind of have to really like let God lead us in that, because you could be passing up the perfect man because he doesn't look a certain way or he doesn't dress a certain way, and you've never had a conversation with him. But if you sit down and have a conversation with him, all your alarms could be going off.
Yeah.
So, and I think like, of course, I feel like you need to be attracted to your partner. You have to be attracted to your partner. Like, you have to be attracted to your partner.
1000%.
But I feel like as far as like attraction can come in different ways. Like I've seen certain people's husband, I'll be like, you look at them and then you look at him and you be like,
okay.
But then you see how they mesh together and how much he adores her and how much she just adores him. And like, you know, that type of love builds. Like going through life with each other and like experiencing things with each other. But it all starts back to what you said, intentionality.
Yeah.
Like when you just know. But sometimes we don't want to see it.
Yeah. Because we want what we want. We're in our way.
Yeah.
You know?
You literally will get in your own way. But all I can say is at the end of the day, if you're watching this and you desire to be married, I feel like the only way to do it and really get what you want is God's way. Like, I know people don't like to hear that, but
it's real.
There is a podcast I'm going to put in the description box that if you're watching this and you want to do it God's way, watch that podcast. It is phenomenal. It is with the podcast with the Perrys, with Jackie Hill and Preston Perry. It is phenomenal. If you are looking to date God's way and have a godly marriage, They lay out the blueprint for you.
The blueprint is crazy.
They lay out the blueprint for you. And I am a testament of doing it God's way. Now, I'm going to give y'all a little TMI. I was a virgin when I got married. Now, I ain't going to say I did everything perfect, but I was a virgin when I got married. And I feel like God truly honored that. Like, he honored my sacrifice and our sacrifice. Like, because of course we did not have intercourse with each other. And I feel like God just truly honored our covenant based upon like how we lived as individuals, but also how we lived as a couple. Mm-hmm. And he chose our marriage to be a witness of his love for us and what he will do for you when you honor him. Yeah. So it's never too late to do it God's way, is what I'll say.
Okay, because baby, I just literally told her today, I'm tired of trying to take matters into my own hands, honey. I'm trying to do it right this time because you just know, like, when you're a person, I grew up in a house where my mom, she did not play. She was like, you're going to be a wife and you're going to be a woman of God. There's nothing else is even accepted in this house. And so she raised me that way. And I was just telling her, like, I have a literally, like, have my group of friends, like, sit in the living room and I'm like, if you're a wife, you're supposed to do this. If you're a wife, you're supposed to do that. I mean, my mom embedded it in my head. I don't even know how to be anything else. So I would get into these relationships, these boyfriend-girlfriend relationships, and be a whole wife. Don't do that.
We're going to have a whole conversation about that.
Yes.
On another podcast or episode, whatever. We're going to have another conversation about that because I think that's great to talk about because now that you're kind of like, you've learned a lot, I feel like you have a lot of wisdom to impart on like people that may be watching that are younger. Yeah. And if you could get them before they get there.
Oh my goodness. That is the goal. If I see a young lady or somebody that's a little bit younger than me, I try to get it in, honey, because it just saves you a lot of time. Yeah. But obviously for me, like, God has his own purpose in my life right now. There's things that I was supposed to experience so that I can help these other young women and help other people. Yeah. But anyways, I say that to say now I'm in a space of where I do want to do it the godly way, and not only because, you know, I want the freedom to be able to experience my marriage and its wholeness and sanctity of whatever that is supposed to be, right? But even just for my own sanctuary, like, just to be able to cleanse and just be able to see myself and step away from the choices that I made and the chaos that I created making these decisions not to do it the way that God intended it to be done. But what I can say more than anything is that in my transition, there has been so much peace in taking a step back and saying, hey God, like, I tried to do it my way and it was a complete disaster. But me doing it your way, and it's a daily struggle. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a daily struggle, but also too, at the end of my day, I have so much more peace with getting to know myself and also knowing that what's on the other side of that is so much greater than what I could even imagine. Right. And that's what keeps me in this space because I'm like, dang, God didn't put all this stuff in me for no reason. Exactly. Like, he did this so that when I do get to my partner, it is so much more than what I could even imagine. Absolutely. I tried to give myself this happy fairy tale life, and baby, please. To hell in a handbasket. Okay. But what he has for us, obviously, and we're best friends. So I actually got to watch, you know, you go through your transition of being single and being a virgin and then coming into marriage. And I promise you guys, like, the way that God really orchestrated every little step, even down to the people, like the fact that her husband is even close to my father, the fact that we are even best friends, you know what I mean? Like, God knows exactly what he's doing. And because I saw it, I know how real God is, and when I tell you I have no problem, I'm gonna wait, baby. When I tell you I'm gonna wait because I know it's tea.
Yeah. It's so worth it. And you guys, we're going to continue this conversation in another episode or whatever we're going to call this, child. I'm excited because we have so many things to talk about. And we're going to bring in some more of our friends, you guys, on her. Make sure you guys go to her Instagram because she is making us a delicious meal.
Yeah.
And the Instant Pot is just going off. We recorded it and it's going to be so good. But, I'm excited about this. This is something that we've been wanting to do for a while. And now it's just good timing. And so we don't really have a schedule for it, but we are going to be dropping these episodes. So make sure you guys have your bell notifications on. If you have made it this far in the video and you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Go ahead and subscribe. Go to the bell notifications and click all so that you'll be notified every time I upload a video. We are so excited about the Girlfriends Corner.
I love it.
And we're going to be bringing in more girlfriends to talk about different topics. But let me know in the comments how you guys enjoyed it. If there's anything that you guys want to talk about further in the next episode, please let us know in the comments. If you want to share your story, you can email me. My email will be in the description box, or you can put it in the comments so we can all chat about it together. Yes. But I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you click the description box because I'll have all of her information there, all of my information. And yeah, blessings to you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.